Pose, warm greetings and heartiest thanks from Shondip Sharkar, son of Ma and Vole Shankara, the your guide from the ultimate core of the nemesis with the purpose of showing you light to knowing you what you should do and how. And again, thanks to all of you, even heartiest thanks for listening to me on my Shuddhandipish Astrology YouTube channel dedicated to bringing to you all the odds regarding Vedic Hindu astrology only for the purpose of enriching your insight into a better kind of living, into a greater kind of living. So, from this guide, the topic of astralization of today is going to be the facts regarding the position of the ninth lord in the second house. Suppose let's dive deep into the topic and understand the facts and understand what happens and understand what we should do and understand how we should transform our behavioral responses and reactions when ninth lord posits at the second house in a particular natal chart. First of all, such kind of planetary position in a natal chart clearly indicates that your soul have already become victorious in the Darwinian struggle of existence before birth, of securing families of preferences. Do you remember that I have already told you in my earlier videos that the Darwinian struggle of existence also takes place before our birth, and that takes place among souls for securing births in families according to preferences, and the only way to become victorious in that struggle of existence of souls before birth is only your rewards, is only your product, the accumulated result of your deeds and the accumulated results according to your behavioral responses and reactions shown towards this world of Maya, towards your spouse through cycle of previous births. So such kind of planetary position, the placement of ninth lord in the second house clearly indicates that your soul have already become victorious in the Darwinian struggle of existence for securing births and families of its preference. I mean to say that your family is the reward to your product. All the moral, educational values that you are going to get from your family is the reward to your product. All the food habits that you are going to develop in you from your family is also the reward to your product. I mean to say that the tender, caring ambience in the midst of family care and abundance is the reward to your product. And it is also because of the reward to your product that you have received such a gracious mother, such a loving mother in your family. So, the reward to your product can clearly be interpreted with such planetary positions of the ninth lord in the second house as your family. So it is your very family is the reward to your product. Now let's move forward to the spheres of professions. Let's move forward to the arena of competition where you have higher chances to become successful of. Here at first I would like to advise you to be mindful, to always be mindful of the lessons learned during the period of your motherly education. and try to carry forward the leafy banners set by the educational, moral and the cultural values of your family. So your righteous approach, righteous behavioral reactions should have to be stand in support for your family, stand in support of your mother, and engaging all your efforts and ability to keep those leafy banners set standards from your family keep on soaring higher and higher. So adopt any of the skills that any of your family members have already become successful at and make them as your arena of profession. It is highly advisable for you. You may also go to the industries. You may also prefer going to the food industries or to the industries handling financial management or family management. Your the basic weapon here, you'll have to understand that the basic weapon for you to become victorious in the Darwinian struggle of existence in this real birth is your speech, is your communicative skills. So the competitive arena where involving the requirement of being good speaker, or the professional or the creative arena where vocal cord is involved mostly, are the spheres for you. So become so become good speakers, and people will of course like listening to you. That is the fact. Now, Pulse, here I will also advise you to to pay, or to be mindful, or to be careful about the advice that you may receive from your mother. This will be like Sanjivani mantra for you. It will work like catalyst to energizing your spirit to keep on fighting, fighting, and fighting to win through anything. You should have to be loyal. You should have to be loyal in terms of your speech towards everyone, especially to those belonging from your family, and the most importantly to your mother. Whenever any kind of confusion arises in your mind in respect of what you should do or where you should go, do consider visiting your mother, because she is the one-stop solution for all kind of your problems. It is as simple as this. Again, the 90% of the battle in the competitive arena will be won by you through your speech. So do pray for becoming public speakers or orators, and do remember my words that people will of course like hearing from you. So here one thing that you'll have to understand, that many of the challenges or the hindrances that come along in the path while moving forward in the Darwinian struggle of existence have already been won by you with the kind of the family abundance you are born into. So do respect and value your family connections. So in a nutshell, what I'm trying to tell you is that instead of lazily enjoying your family wealth, instead of lazily enjoying your family value, family wealth, and family education, sitting quite idly, do channelize all your energies, do channelize all your spirits to multiplying the same with your efforts, with your ability, with your hard work. That is the very purpose of your birth. Take these words for granted. Now, let's move forward into the section of the remedies, what you should do in terms of such planetary position of the ninth lord positing in the second house. So, in terms of the remedies, first thing you will have to understand the marital concepts of such planetary positions. Take my words for granted that you will have to struggle a lot to reaching to your prized reward of love in the form of your spouse. You will have to struggle a lot. and conflict of opinion regarding your spouse within your very family is on. So what I will advise you is to allow your spouse to love you freely and grow within the care of your family protection, within the care of your love. Do not go thrusting the moral and cultural values of your family on your spouse quite forcefully. Rather, you should let her do according to her or according to him or her very will. This is the righteous approach towards your spouse. Remember that after marriage, all the sense of the awareness of the do's and the don'ts, or what you should do, should center around giving the due recognition to your spouse. And while doing that, if you have to go against your family, if you have to go against your very family itself, do that. If you have to break the social norms, do that. If you have to break the cultural or the moral standards set by your family in the society you are existing in, do that. Destiny is asking you to do that. Mother Nature is asking you to do that. Mother Nature is asking you to value your spouse. Mother Nature is asking you to give your spouse the due recognition that she deserves. Again, one thing you'll have to understand that and it is quite obvious that your spouse will come off a family quite lower in terms of reputation, in terms of social reputation, in terms of education, in terms of costs also. So in your family there might surface conspiracies to make her feel inferior regarding her family reputation. But here you will also have to stand guard against such kind of malicious conspiracies, to letting her live freely, to letting her live with pride, to making her feel that she is living on her own, giving her the due recognition, giving her the due value that every individual deserves in this world of Maya. You have to value your spouse. You will have to make your spouse valuable, irrespective of the fact if she does have the qualities or not. Of course she will have such qualities, but such kind of feelings may arise in your mind that because you are far more educated, far more capable in terms of her, in comparison with her, so occasionally you may also feel that your spouse is valueless. So her opinion is nothing, is valueless. So you will have to curb such kind of feelings, because these are illusory representation presented to you in such a way to testing your real spirit, if you really want to value your spouse or not. Because and through such illusory representation of situations, your real spirit, your honesty in giving your spouse the due recognition, in valuing your spouse with real self-esteem, will be caught by the nemesis, and it will present to you different kind of situations to testing you again and again and again, till nemesis feel confident about you, to if you are really valuing your spouse, if you are really giving your spouse the due recognition through presenting in front of you illusory representation of situations which will make you feel that your spouse is nothing and she should not be paid any kind of heed. That is the truth. Again, Pearls, do consider rectifying your behavioral responses, reactions to the families of your in-laws, which must reflect sense of honor and respect, giving the pride to their very self-esteem, making them feel that you are really respecting them, You are really honoring them, and such kind a reflection of such kind of behavioral responses and reactions in your attitude will make you will in your attitude will make your the family of your in-laws happy, and this happiness will get transferred into your spouse, and this will make your spouse doubly happy, and this will in return doubly smoothen the challenges, smoothen your road in the Darwinian struggle of existence. Do remember my words and do such sort of things. Here I will and see Mother Nature giving you the necessary support, necessary courage, necessary bravery for getting you to that desired height of recognition that you are enjoying in your heart from a very tender age. That is the truth. Here I would like to tell you that here I will like to tell you that the behavioral reactions and responses from your family members will exactly turn 180-degree opposite after your marriage. Remember that your family members are still real, but their responses and reactions are surreal, presented in front of you to testing your spirit to stand good for your spouse in any kind of situation, to testing your masculine energy to keep your marital oaths for your spouse. And those situations, those illusory situations are presented in front of you because you may also have broken your marital oaths in your previous births, or you may also have cheated your spouse in some way in your previous births. So this birth is meant for rectifying those behavioral reactions, responses. So what you'll have to do, you'll have to see through the illusory representations of the situation, see the reality. See the reality hidden behind the illusory representation of the situations, and understand the mistakes that you have committed in your previous births, and thus rectifying your behavior, responses and reactions to your spouse in your existing birth, mingled with love, honesty and care and pampering, tenderness, or whatever loving sort of attitude you may can refer to. So do take advantage, do grasp this opportunity and change and get free from the constraints bound upon you due to the mistakes that you had done through your behavioral responses, reactions to your marital oaths to your spouse. Pause, do remember my words and work accordingly, seeing magical things happening in front of you within a certain period of time. All the hindrances and the challenges from your road will get evaporated like mists. It is as simple as this. And these are the advice in terms of arranged marriage. Now let's move forward to love marriage. In terms of love marriage, things or situation will get worse. Things or situation will really get worse. You will fall in love with someone belonging from a family, the reputation of whom are nothing as compared to the family you are belonging from. I mean to say that you will fall in love with a girl belonging from a family far below, far lower in terms of costs in comparison to the family of yours. Their educational, moral, cultural, social values will be nothing as compared to your family. It is as simple as this. You will fall in love with such a girl. So now what you will have to do, you will have to fight against any kind of social norms. You will have to fight against the moral or the cultural values, set of standards for your family. You will have to go beyond anything. You will have to try to breaking through anything to get to your object of love and ultimately marrying her. Here, one thing that I would like to caution you about is that you will also get chances to play safe, safe for the reputation and the social value of your family and cheat your object of love. And as your family is so as as the social and the cultural values and the reputation of your family is far higher as compared to the ones that your object of love belongs from, so you won't have to suffer a lot due to if you cheat your object of love. But pause, don't commit to doing such sort of things, because it will be like dooming to death. In your previous birth you have already done such kind of mistakes. Now if you repeat the same kind of mistakes, it will be nothing but moving into the den of death. Only death is waiting for you, only destruction is waiting for you. Now you are not understanding what I'm trying to tell you, because you are thinking that you are taking those illusory situations or representations as for real. You are thinking about your family pride, you are thinking about your family reputation, completely being ignorant of the oaths that you have taken in front of your object of love. Now if you do that, you will feel, now you are feeling that you should not go against your family. You are now thinking about your father, about your mother, who have taken so much care about you. You are now thinking about your family, which is nothing but the reward to your product. You are thinking that you have got such a precious family only because of your auspicious deeds, and you should move forward to protecting your family reputation, protecting your family pride. But do not do such sort of things. These are only mere trap, only to testing if you have already understood the lessons that is required to be learned on the basis of the mistakes that you had already committed. So the things that you will have to do is to go beyond any kind of social norms. You will have to make rise the muscular energy in lying hidden within you to get to your object of love, ignoring anything, whatever it may take. Just ignore everything to getting to that object of love, because it is the very purpose of your birth. And destiny, your nemesis, is asking you to rectifying your behavioral responses, reactions to this way. Here, one thing I'll go further that only just doing everything, breaking all the norms of the society, and marrying your object of love will not do anything. It is not the finishing. You will have to keep on loving her, keep on showing her that attitude of love, giving the due recognition to her basic individuality, even after far many years of your marriage, even after the birth of your children especially. The honest reflection of love should have to be there in your attitude, in your behavioral responses, reaction towards your spouse, even after the birth of your children, even after many days of your marriage. There will be situations, there will be illusory representations to testing you if you feel repentant of your deeds of marrying such a girl. So don't think that you have married that girl and all your mistakes have been solved, sorted out. No, it is not. It will not work in this way. You will have to feel for her honestly from the deepest core of your heart till your death. And if you are not honestly loving your spouse, you won't be able to carry such kind of feelings for such a longer period of time. So you cannot do what I'm telling you to do till you will love your spouse, till you will love your object of love from the very deepest core of your heart, till you feel for, till your heart will beat for her only. The mistakes that you had committed by betraying your object of love, by cheating on your object of love, will get rectified only through your honest feeling, only through your heart beating honestly for your object of love in this existing birth, otherwise not. So this will be the illusory representation of situation presented in front of you to testing if you have really understood the mistakes, you have really understood the mistakes you have done in your previous birth, if you are really feeling repentant of the mistakes that you've done in your previous births, and thus rectifying your behavior, responses, and reactions by valuing, giving the due recognition to your object of love, by marrying her and by staying with her and by dying in her lap. That is simple as this. Or here I'll also like to tell you one thing, that your spouse should not ever feel that you have that. Okay, let's put it simply in this way, that the sexual relationship between you and your spouse should have to be on the basis of mutual understanding, mutual agreeing. Your spouse should never feel in this way that you are using her, you are abusing her only for the sexual purposes. That's a very important thing that you will have to understand or keep in your mind. You should not get indulged in any kind of sexual relationship with your object of love, at least before marriage. And if you've done that before marriage, you should have no way but marrying her with honest sort of feelings mingled with love, reflecting from in the feelings for her from the deepest core of your heart. Suppose whatever way you get married to, love or arrange, this guide from the ultimate code of Nemesis is here to showing you the light, to knowing what you should do and how, what should be your rectified and justified behavioral responses, reactions towards your spouse, towards this world of Maya. Don't worry about that. Here I'll like to remember one more thing, the most important thing that I'll keep you aware about in all of my videos, that even $1,000 spent for gemstones, however real it may be, it won't work towards rectifying your mistakes, and no one existing in this earth can escape the Nemesis. So the only remedy lying in understanding of your mistakes and thus rectifying your behavioral responses and reactions accordingly. And this guide from the ultimate core of Nemesis will be there guiding you to knowing your mistakes and rectifying your behavioral responses and reactions accordingly, so that you may also taste the bliss of material abundance, of recognition of everything that Mother Earth has in offering for all of her children, ultimately leading you to the attainment of the moksha, the ultimate freedom in the midst of abundance. Loving your object of love, not taking sannyas from the arena of love. Take my words seriously. Now, thank you, Ma, and I'm sorry. Thank you, Baba, and I'm sorry. I have failed to understand illusory representative situations, even varied this today. And I'm also in my way towards rectifying my behavioral responses and reactions towards this world of Maya, towards my spouse, towards my wife. Again, thanks to all of you for listening to me on my Shundipisha Astrology YouTube channel. Thank you, Ma, and I'm sorry.